with my first video of 2019. And I know that, well, you know, it's a whole new year. I haven't really uploaded anything since November of last year, so I'm sorry for that. I will get into a little rant here and tell you why. One, I'm pretty lazy, so there was a good part where I was actually catching up on anime, so I didn't really, you know, come up with any YouTube videos to think of or do anything, so I'm sorry for that. But, you know, I did have all those Jump Force videos and all this other stuff, so I kind of like let that die down a bit because I figured that a lot of people will be burnt out on it, so that is why I didn't really upload for a good couple months. So there is that. But with this video today, by the title and the thumbnail, we have the Rising of the Shield Hero. The anime just came out a couple days ago, or actually I think it was, never mind, it actually came out last week. But I ended up watching it a little bit ago, not really like today or anything. I watched it a couple days ago, and I do have to say, I love it. This is an amazing series, and I'm glad that it has an anime adaptation to it. So I'm gonna get into the plot of the story, and then I'll talk about you know, some of the stuff that happens in the first episode. And then after this, guys, if you want to go check it out yourself, then please go down and check it out on either Crunchyroll. Funimation's supposed to be getting an English dub sometime, so there's that. And then there's Kiss Anime or some of the other, you know, websites or whatever you can go watch it on. So there's that. So let's get right into the plot. So Iwatani Naofumi was summoned into a parallel world along with 3 other people to become the world's heroes. Each of the heroes were respectively equipped with their own legendary equipment when summoned. Naofumi happened to receive the legendary shield, the sole defensive equipment, while the others required weapons capable of attacking. Due to Naofumi's lack of charisma and experience, he ended up with only a single teammate. A beautiful woman, while together had, while others had several. Unfortunately, on the second day, on his second day, Naofumi was betrayed, falsely accused of rape, and robbed by that said teammate. Shunned by everyone from king to peasants, Naofumi's thoughts were filled with nothing but vengeance and hatred. Thus, his destiny in a parallel world begins. He tries to level up despite his weak attack skills. And he meets Berocas, a slave trader, and Berocas shows him a little girl named Raphtalia, I don't know, and he decides to buy her. Now, as you guys know by me just reading off the plot, Naofumi is the main character. I'll throw up a picture of him right here. So he's the main character, and he gets summoned to the world with 3 other people, and I'll name them off as we go a little bit in here. So he gets summoned. He has the legendary shield, which obviously the shield is defensive, so it doesn't really have that much attack power. So people thought, oh, the shield hero, he sucks, he doesn't have charisma, he doesn't have any experience, there's no way he can become a hero. Even though their whole prophecy or whatever describes 4 heroes coming together and fighting, you know, to save the world or whatever. So with that happening, though, Naofumi ends up, at first, actually he doesn't have any teammates at all. And then this beautiful woman shows up and says, I would like to join his team or whatever. So she's the only one who joins his team. They go out and venture, you know, do some little bit of training, do some buying, some selling, and all this other stuff. But then he ends up being betrayed by her and falsely accused of rape, which actually he didn't. He actually how it all went down. I'm probably gonna spoil it a little bit, but anyways, guys, you can go, like I said, go check it out. He goes to bed early while she is still up drinking and having a good time or whatever. So then, I guess later or whatever, she goes into his room, takes all of his stuff, the armor he bought, and all this other stuff, and goes to one of the other, heroes or whatever. So I'll mention this in a little bit. So then he gets falsely accused of rape, which he did not do because he went to bed early and was knocked out, so he had nothing to do with it. But because he was, shunned by everybody, plus the king to like it said, king to peasants, like it's a big deal. But now he has to go and prove himself worthy of being the shield hero. And the way that he does it is, right here where it said, Naofumi's thoughts were filled with nothing but vengeance and hatred. Because he was a nice, kind-hearted guy. He's a 20-year-old college student. And in his little description in the first episode, he's like, I'm not one of your typical shut-in, otakus or weeaboos or whatever. He's like, I'm not your capable shut-in. When I don't have money or anything, then I go to the library and read books. So there's that. So he's technically not a shut-in, but whatever. So when he gets betrayed, his personality flips. Like, vengeance and hatred does not describe. Like, he flips his whole personality, and it is amazing. I recommend this so much. I was gonna read the manga before I found out that there was gonna be an anime, but then when I found out there was gonna be an anime, I was like, all right, I'll watch the first episode, see how it is, and see if I'll like it. And I love it. It's great. The fact that the main character can switch personality so quickly. Now, because of that, it says that his destiny begins in a parallel world. Obviously, it's an isekai, which means other world. And he has to level up. But the problem is, with the shield, also the weapons cannot be, or his shield cannot be detached. But the other character's weapons are a sword, spear, and a bow. So those can, be put down or whatever. But a shield, for some reason, it cannot come off. So there's that. So pretty much what is going on is he has to level up, but the problem is because he doesn't have any attack, skills or powers or anything, it takes him a while to fight some of the monsters, and some of the monsters that he's fighting are only like level 1 or something like that. So they're like really low level monsters, so he can't really do anything. But there is a cool thing with the shield. I'm not going to go into it because you have to watch the episode to see what happens at the end of the episode, to see what happens to his shield. But you can see where his story goes and where he's going to be headed. Now, the last part here where he said he meets a slave trader. So he finds a little girl at the end of the episode, and that's how it ends. He finds a little girl in a cage at the end of the episode, which is, I'm not even gonna say her name because it's long, but I'm sure I'll probably be able to pronounce it later when I actually hear the name in the anime. So there is that. Now let me get on to some of the other characters here. I guess I could get a picture of Raphtalia to show you guys as well. But so so first off, we have Naofumi. He is the main character, but then we also have Matoyusa, the speared hero. So Matoyusa, I'm gonna do like character discussions or all this later on after the anime is aired a little bit or whatever, or if I end up picking up the manga or whatever, which I might end up doing because I do like the series a lot, and I might want to keep it as some history of keep it for a while and all that. So yes, Matoyusa, he's 21 years old. He's also a college student, But the thing is about this is all four of these people come from different eras and time. So one person asked, what happened in World War II? Another person said, what happened in this thing? Another, and then I think Matsuo said something about something else. So they all come from different eras, but you know they're in another world, so it's like doesn't really matter. So the spear hero Matsuyusa, he is the one that Naofumi's teammate, the beautiful woman, her name is Mine, or Myne, so I guess, Mine, and she goes to him, falsely accusing Naofumi of rape and all this other stuff, so, it goes through, a kind of thing, so everybody, just bashes on him and stuff like that. So, but also before all this stuff happened, he said the reason why there's a shield hero, or the reason why a person who gets the shield hero, is because it's for losers and nobody chooses that class or whatever. So there's that part too. So there's a little bit of comedy in it as well. I'm pretty sure like the overall thing is, it said it was like romance, fantasy, I think comedy, and I think there was something else as well. I don't remember on the top of my head. So that was Matsuyusa. I will do character discussions and all that later on down the line. Next we have Itsuki. Okay, so Itsuki is the bow hero, and he is the youngest out of them because he's still in high school. And I think he said he was either 16 or 15. And so he's the bow hero and all that. So, like I said, they come from different worlds, so there's not really much that we can go off of, because after the first episode, we don't really see them that much. Well, we do, but like they're not like, they don't have many lines, and when they do, it's a big critical point. So there's that. So like I said, character discussions will come later. And finally, this is the one I wanted to talk about, because we have Rin. Now, Rin is the sword hero, and obviously, the sword hero is, the most prominent one, and most people want to be him. So the thing is, I do like Rin's design, and I do like who the voice actor is for Rin, because obviously this isn't, I did watch the first episode in Japanese because I don't think the dub is out yet, but I will watch it in dub when it comes out, just to see how the voices fit the characters and all that. But Rin here is voiced by the same voice actor as I had his name, and I was gonna keep it up here, but I think I might have to here, let me look it up real quick. I know, bad YouTuber here, but I did want to get this video out. Okay, here it is. Yes, that's what it was. It was Yoshisugu Matsuoka, who voices Kirito from Sword Art Online. When I heard his voice as Rin in the Shield Hero, I knew right away that it was him. Then again, at first I didn't realize it, and then I had to listen a little bit again, and then I heard it. Then once I heard it, it is... Oh, and he also voiced Soma in Food Wars. Oh, cool. Alright, other than that, so yes. I thought I was gonna like Rin to begin with, just because his the way he looks is pretty cool, and all that, and plus he's a sword hero, so that was that. And then when I found out that his voice actor was the same voice actor for Kirito, I was like, ooh, perfect. because there is nobody, I would say, there's nobody better to play a swordsman than Kirito. But, you know, there are other swordsmen that are better, but I'm just saying, otherwise, you know, it's most notable. So there's that. So when I heard it, I was like, okay, cool, I can go with this. But in English, it's not voiced by the English voice actor for Kirito. It is voiced by somebody else. I won't really get into that because the dub I don't think is out yet. But yeah, so there's that. Now, with that being said, let me go and find. So yeah, like I said, we don't really have much stuff going off of the first episode because a lot of stuff happened. So I don't really have much to say. And all that. So I can't really say too much about some of the characters because, well, like, you know, the slave girl or whatever. Can't really. Actually, I do need to talk about that. Okay, so the fact that he is introduced to the slave trader or whatever, and he ends up buying this girl who's a demi-human, and she's a tanuki. Of course she is. Wait, that means she's a raccoon. Okay, she's a raccoon demi-human. Okay, so to clarify with this, from the outside world, Naofumi is shunned upon and revered as a horrible person, like as a horrible person because he was falsely accused. But but why he's doing this and the way that he's doing it is people think that he's bad, which he's not bad. Because we're viewers and readers or whatever of the manga or anime, and it's actually, like, not that bad. Like, he's not a bad guy. It's just that, you know, and I would probably do the same. If you were falsely accused and, you know, just completely, you know, and utterly, like, your whole life's destroyed, like, right there after you get summoned to another world, I'd probably feel the same way. Like, you have nothing. So I understand that it's very hard, you know, to, you know, try to live or go through this and all that. But so there's that. But so here's a picture of her. But this is her, like, I guess grown up a little bit because we don't, or some. It says. Okay, so yeah, you can look at her. Okay, so I can look at her younger form as well, because I think that's the form that we see. I think we see her because she's still kind of young, I think, in the first episode, but I'm not sure. But she does get older and all that. So here's the picture of her, a little bit older, and all that. So the problem is, and the whole thing about this is, this world is going to get destroyed by some weird wave of monsters or whatever. So 4 legendary heroes are summoned: the spear, the sword, the bow, and the shield hero. And they have to create parties to go train, level up, and get stronger to defeat all of the waves of monsters that come in. But because Naofumi had, well, none, and then 1, and then now none again, he has to build up his own party. And I love the way that they describe this character, or after his personality switched, like right away, like once he found out that he was betrayed and all that, he flopped, dude. Like, it was amazing. I thought it was handled greatly, and I do think that this story is going to be really good later on down the line, as an anime-wise, as if you're an anime-only watcher. But if you're a manga reader, please don't spoil it for anybody, because I'm probably going to end up reading the manga. I might not end up reading the manga until later in, you know, either after the anime is done, or maybe like the first season or so, maybe, I don't know. But I will pick up the manga just to read them on my own spare time, and just to have them. But I will have to say though that this is it's a good story, so I do hope you guys will go check it out after this video. I will put a few like shots or whatever of like the background and like how the art style is, and some of the like places in the world, like in the anime is, and how it's all animated and all that. So you guys can go and do that, and then or maybe I won't. You guys can just go and watch the episode after you're done watching this. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys. So hopefully you guys will go and check out the Rising of the Shield Hero. I recommend it. I think it's probably going to be one of the best anime of 2019, for an isekai, that is. But I do have to say that it's a good video, or a good anime, probably a really good manga. So I will probably end up looking at it later. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. So see you guys next time.